Alright, what is going on YouTube? And today we got a brand new Spiral Abyss, or I shouldn't say brand new, because I think I've done this Spiral Abyss 3 times on this channel now. But it is the hardest part of this cycle of the Spiral Abyss. The third, and I'm pretty sure final cycle, sometimes they do 4, sometimes I think they've done 3. I don't know, my memory could be serving me incorrectly, but I know that they over time get a little harder, and this is the next one in that rotation, and I decided I had to spice things up by doing a DPS Kaya team. And I don't mean DPS is like a hyper carry, unfortunately, but I don't think I could get enough damage out of him doing it that way. But Kaya is a main component of the team along with Furina, Kazuha, and Bennett, so it's a pretty all-around team. Furina, Kazuha, and Bennett you could probably put in tandem with most characters and have them do pretty well, but I think this is a challenging Spiral Abyss nonetheless, even with the characters that I was using, and pretty good artifacts and relatively maxed out stats. I was not being very stingy with the Mora when I was maxing out these talents and artifacts and levels. But nonetheless, we got it done. This was a pretty painstaking clear, mostly because of the first chamber. First chamber, second half. It was very hard, what you're watching right now. It was very challenging for me to clear in time with this team. Even with the really good start I set myself up for with the first half team. I just think, I've said it in my previous videos, the first chamber on this Spiral Abyss is pretty hard. My original plan for the next Genshin video was to go a all Archon team comprised of Hyper Bloom, Raiden, Nahida, Furina, and Zhongli, but I just don't think that I was getting enough Hydro application to run that team well, or my characters just weren't doing enough damage. One of the two, because it just did not work with this first chamber, not in the slightest. And right now you're seeing me run 4-piece Tenacity on Furina. You know how I like buffing my characters quite a bit. So that's what we did with Furina. Kaya is using 2-piece Gladiator and 2-piece Blizzard Strayer. Kazuha is obviously on Verdescent Veneer, and Bennett is running our Noblest set. And Bennett kind of has like a sub-DPS Bennett build. He doesn't have the healing bonus and HP build. He's got pyro damage and crit. So we're getting a reasonable amount of damage out of him. As much damage as one can get out of their Bennett. And yeah, Genshin I think added a new, more endgame content where I think you can unlock like a special thing with a character. The characters are Diluc, Jean, Kiki, Kirara, and there was one other one. I can't remember who it was. But I don't have all of those characters built, I don't believe. Like, I think you have to have the characters 90 out of 90 to activate the little mission or little challenge. So definitely comment down below if you're interested in that. I can do the Diluc one, I can do the Kirara one, and I can build Jean, Kiki, and the other character on that little list. If you guys want to see content of that, I'll probably do it either way, just because it'll no doubt give me some rewards. But I don't know, so I really wish that, I think it's cool that the Imaginarium Theater was added to Genshin, but I don't like that they seem to be substituting one rotation of the Spiral Abyss for that. I wish they would be doing both, because everybody talks about the endgame content, and that would have been wonderful endgame content to be in tandem with the Spiral Abyss, not replacing one of the cycles, because now the Spiral Abyss resets every 30 days instead of every 16 days or 15 days depending on the month, like it used to. It used to be every 1st and every 16th of the month. Now I believe it is just going to be every 16th of the month. I'm pretty sure that's how that's going to work now. And I don't know if that's a permanent thing, but I know when I check on the Spiral Abyss tab on the Genshin map, it says that it's like, today it said 29 days, it'll refresh, which I am not very stoked about. I think the Imaginarium Theater is cool, but I wish that we'd be given like both options instead of just one or the other. I get that people find the Spiral Abyss repetitive, and Hoyoverse wouldn't want to give us so many rewards. I understand. I just like the challenge, and I like putting my teams to the test, and it would have been nice if we would have been able to do that more frequently. But that's whatever. I like that they're giving us a new challenge. It's like in the same spot on the map as the Imaginarium Theater, the same little domain type of thing you click on to get there. That's how you get to this little singular character challenge. If anybody knows what I'm talking about, maybe they can let me know if it's a cool activity or not. After the first chamber, I find that this Spiral Abyss is pretty easy. This middle one, the second chamber, I just had to really have my crowd control going ham on the little samurai dudes at the beginning, and then the wolves. And then the last one was kind of a piece of cake. I think that's the fastest I have ever beat the Perpetual Mechanical Array boss. You're about to see it in a second here. And then I was surprised by the amount of time I had. Like, I read the timer wrong and almost restarted on the second half of this last chamber. But here we go, just whipping out Yelan, getting our Hydro characters out, Mona buffing. I love using Mona. I love the triple Hydro Hu Tao Vape team. Like, look at that damage we're getting in there. Just getting 100,000, over 100,000 charge attacks is so nice. I don't even know how quick that was. It didn't even take like the full minute or anything. Yeah, here we go with the Kaya team. I love Kaya. A little bit of lore as to why I decided to do this team instead of a different one. This team was, I could see it early on that I could do it. It was just going to be very hard because every time I was cutting it by like 10 seconds, but that was 10 like strung out intense seconds of gaming. But I was like, the difference of 10 I can do. I just have to crit all the right times and really mash that button on rotations. Have my rotations down like perfectly. But Kaya was one of my favorite characters when I started the game and still is. I thought his mechanics are very fun. It's cool how he has like a little Beyblade encircling him for his burst, and he has like a little shotgun blade thing for his skill. So I just love the gameplay. His character design is super cool. And at the beginning of the game, you only get like Amber the Traveler, Kaya, Lisa, and I think that might be it. I don't know if I'm forgetting somebody, but the characters I got first were all 4 stars. I got Sucrose and Xinyan, I think her name is, right away. And they weren't that good, so I kind of just stuck to, well, Sucrose was good. That was before Animo got buffed. Yeah, right here I like stop it because I thought I had to start over, and then I realized, oh, that said 8 minutes. So then I kept going. But yeah, I've always loved Kaya. Sucrose wasn't always that good, so I maxed my Kaya out, and I thought he was going to be my like main DPS forever. And then in March of 2021, I got Hu Tao, and that changed everything on Genshin. My first 5-star. But anyway, now into the builds. Hu Tao's build has not changed for a long time on this channel. We still got that 50 to 290 ratio. Jinkyu, I think we got a few upgrades here on his artifacts, and I did triple crown him and Yelan. Yelan's build also hasn't changed. We're running Noblesse and Lava Walker on these two respectively, and then Mona has the instructor set and the Thrilling Tales on, just for a strictly buffing my other character's build. And I found that for this triple Hydro team, I didn't even need to use all of their skills all the time. I could just cycle through spamming bursts, and that is pretty much the only way that I was able to clear the first chamber in the time that I did. Kaya is rocking a nice 60 to 260 ratio, and I switched him from Shimenawa's to Gladiator because I had better crit rate pieces. I always like trying to get above 250 on my characters if I can have, for their crit damage anyway. if I can keep their crit rate above 60, with the exception of Hu Tao, and their crit damage as high as possible, that's usually how I like to play the game. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope if you're pulling for either of the characters on this banner, it goes well for you. And God bless you guys. Peace out. I will see you next time.